working with diagonal back sections. And as you can see, the further I go away from the face with my diagonal back sections, the more angle I started placing, and that is to tailor on the head shape. Now working on my first section, when I'm going to start over directing the head to the previous section, so I can actually achieve a heavier weight line around the back of the head. Moving on to my last section, over directed to the previous one, just following the guide nice and clean. I've completed one side and I've repeated the technique on the opposite side. So working on my last section, where I'm over directing it to the previous, to build up the weight around the back of the head, to make sure that it meets with the opposite side, making sure that the haircut is even and balanced. So I'm moving on to the top area of this haircut. So I'm taking a little bit of the guide underneath, about an inch thick, and from there I'm using the wide tooth of the comb and combing it down to my guide. I'm going to move on to the deep point cutting technique, and I'm making sure that the tips of the scissors are actually meeting my guide. So automatically I've got such a soft disconnection, well, it's just about a little bit of length to overlap, and that's going to give me that beautiful and playful movement on the top. So after I complete one side, I move on to the opposite. I am now on my last section, where I'm crossing and over directing the section over to my first one, and really deep point cutting into it to add that beautiful texture. So what I'm looking for is the width on when we wear hair away from the face. I now moved on to the last panel of my haircut, which is the top area, and at the same time it's the fringe, but it's going to be dropping over the face. The way I'm going to actually work it is going to be short to long, but as I hold it straight with a diagonal forward section just coming all the way down, what I'm going to be doing is my fingers will start mirroring the section, and I'm going to over direct to actually get an even stronger angle, and from there I'm going to be point cutting into it to actually place the shape. My fingers will not move from that position, but every single hair will travel all the way, so I can actually maintain the maximum length that I want around the face. So taking the second section and just allowing it to overlap, hair is not going to reach. I'm just going to tidy up, point cutting around the perimeter, and then as a second step, place my blades really deep parallel into